How's it going?
Good, how are you?
All right.
Could you start and kind of break down how the offensive line kind of works in the air raid offense and what you look for? Because this concept's kind of new to us, and we'd love to get your perspective on that.
One thing I would say in the air raid, the offensive line's assignments are simplified. That way we can really hone in on being technically sound and playing very violent. We don't run a whole lot of different runs. You know, we're going to run a basic inside zone, outside zone, some gap schemes. But, you know, every play has some type of outlet. You know, the quarterback's got different choices to make. And the thing we've got to do up there is be great technicians and play with extreme violence.
J.J. McCargo, with his recent retirement, I know you guys moved Nick Polino, gave him a lot of work at center during spring camp. How did Nick grow in that role throughout spring camp?
You know, during the early part, it was an adjustment for him snapping the football. And over the last, 5 or 6 practices, he did really well. But at center, a young man came on really well for us, Brian Anderson. He had a good spring. And I think Brian's earned some snaps, and it'll be interesting to see who ends up being the center when it comes that opening game.
What are the biggest challenges you think this offensive line faces?
Biggest challenge, to find the 5 guys who can play, the continuity, getting 5 guys that can be consistent. We're looking for 5 guys that play with extreme effort on every snap, 5 guys that have an attitude. Every day they show up that we're going to be the toughest unit on the field. Again, you've got to have 5 guys that play with extreme toughness. They got to be both mentally and physically tough, that they're not distracted, that they do their job on a consistent basis. And we want 5 guys who know what to do. That we don't have mental errors. That we know our offense so well that we can play instinctive and play fast, and like I said, play violent.
What do you see with Charlie Heck this spring in terms physically, mentally, and with his life in the coaching business with his dad?
I'll say this, Charlie Heck is a pleasure to coach. A lot of times you can come into a new system, a new program, and you've got a senior who may balk at coaching because I may do something a little different from a previous coach or something like that. Charlie has embraced what we've tried to teach, and he's been a pleasure to coach. In my career, it's always hard to find elite tackles, and I think right now we've got 2 pretty good tackles in Charlie Heck and Jordan Tucker. They both have length, they both have size, they both have athleticism, and I'm excited about the 2 tackles, and I think they can be really good. I think Charlie can, if he continues to grow, get stronger, play physical, he can play as long as he wants to play. And the bloodlines, his dad's a great coach for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I met him years ago at the Cool Coaching Clinic up in Cincinnati. And he was a very, very sound coach back then. And I enjoyed listening to him speak. And now to be able to coach his son is a pleasure.
How's the depth along the line? I know there's quite a few guys that haven't gotten a whole lot of snaps that are factoring in the 1-2.
We probably had 14 or 15 kids, maybe more than that, 16 maybe, who rotated this spring, who practiced. Now, are they 14, 15, 16 ready to play? No. But, as far as bodies being able to practice, being able to have a blue, white, and gray unit, our first, second, third unit, that was good. I went into places and you go to spring ball and there's 7 guys on scholarship. So there were guys here who've played ball and have ability. The thing we've got to do is get the pieces of the puzzle in the right place. And just like Nick Polino, is he going to be the center or guard? Joshua Zudu, is he going to be a guard or tackle? Who's the 3rd tackle? Who's the 2nd center? Who's the 1st center? Those are some questions that I think we've gotten closer to answering, but they're not answered yet.
Can you speak to the development of Ed Montilus and William Barnes? It seems like Ed had a really good spring in terms of starting.
Ed Montilus was outstanding. The thing he's got to do is play more consistent. He just doesn't have the experience. For an offensive lineman to play well, I think you've got to get confident. The only way you get confidence is being on that field and having good things happen. And there were certain days he was as good as anybody in practice. He uses his hands well, he played physical, he moved his feet well. And then there would be days that he laps a little bit. So if we're going to be a really good football team and compete to win the Coastal Championship and the ACC Championship, we got to have guys consistent every day. Ed has the ability to be a really good player in this league. He's got to be more consistent, but I thought he was a bright spot in the offensive line this spring.
And William Barnes, where is he playing and what's his development like? Because he came in as a really elite recruit.
Right. And William has struggled with his weight a little bit this spring, and but he's done a great job. He's probably lost 25 pounds. Need to keep doing that. And he's a work in progress.
What's the ideal weight for him to play at?
You know, me and Coach Hess have him a goal weight, and we'll get it there.
Did you recruit those two guys in Miami?
They were at Apopka. We recruited both those guys. I watched both of them practice. And Ed Montillis, when I watched him practice at Apopka, they have a very, very, very physical practice. And he caught my eye. He caught my eye there.
Coach, Tim Brewster talked a lot about recruiting and bringing in the best guys. What do you look for specifically in offensive linemen? Are you looking for guys over a certain height? Or are you looking for, what do you look for when you?
Well, you have a certain size you would like. You know, our tackles. These tackles we have here, 6'6", 6'7", 300 plus, got great feet, long arms. That's what you're looking for. If a kid doesn't have the certain size that you want, they got to have something else. They got to be special. They got to have extreme heart, extreme strength, great quickness. They got to have something that makes up for their deficiencies. And the longer I'm in this thing, the more I understand it's more about attitude and heart than just your size and all these stars that these so-called recruiting experts have. It's about your heart, your mindset. We're looking for intelligent guys that can, one, thrive in this school, but two, on the offensive line, you've got to make a decision like this, and the air raid offense is even quicker, okay? And you've got a 310-pound guy breathing down your neck on the other side, and I've got to make some decisions pretty quick. So you want intelligent guys who can think on their feet quickly.
One of the challenges some of the offensive linemen said at the beginning of spring camp was the difference between the spread and air raid was it's even faster. And it's getting to the line of scrimmage faster, especially with only getting the play signal in one time. How did they progress in that respect during the spring?
These kids picked it up very quickly. I thought we played fast. In a spread and a air raid, whatever you want to call it, offense, the O-line coach is always trying to get them to go faster, trying to get them to go faster. You know, I felt like these guys got up, got set, and were ready to go by the time the officials going to have the ball set. So I don't think that's a major issue, and I thought the kids did a good job.
Okay, I think we got time for one last one, and we got it.
Okay.
Good.
Two other players I was wondering about is Billy Ross and Marcus McKeithen. McKeithen came in as a kind of a raw prospect with great physical attributes. How are those two guys working in, and what positions do you see them?
You know, Billy is rotated with the first and second, or the blue and white unit, or first and second units, and has done a good job. He's had certain days better than others. Again, we're looking for the consistency. Marcus has shown flashes of being able to compete in this league, and he's got to do it on a daily basis right now.
Great.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Coach.
Coach.
Appreciate your time.